These footages I filmed in Kamakura on a Sony A7 Mark IV with this Sirui Aurora 35mm f1.4 autofocus lens. 35mm is honestly one of the best focal lengths for storytelling. It has this natural narrative feel that just works. People often say 50mm or 45mm is closest to human vision. That's true for one eye, but we see with two eyes, essentially combining two side-by-side 50mm fields view, which gives us a much wider perspective than what a single 50mm lens can capture. Whenever I see an interesting moment and raise my camera with a 35mm lens on it, what I see in the viewfinder always feels just right, very close to how my eyes naturally see the world. It's almost like an extension of my own vision. A 35mm can shoot pretty much anything: vlogs, landscapes, portraits, whatever you want. And a 35mm with an f1.4 aperture is basically a do-it-all lens that works in almost any lighting situation. I received this lens from Sirui, the Aurora 35mm f1.4 full-frame autofocus lens. Inside the box, there's a lens pouch, a cleaning cloth, very sweet design, keep the cloth clean, and also a nano-coated UV filter. It's lighter than I expected. And honestly, it's a really good looking, beautiful lens. 35mm f1.4 lenses always felt heavy and expensive to me, but this one completely changed my impression. It priced at $550 which is way cheaper than the Sony 35mm f1.4 G Master lens. Here are a few specs I personally care about. You can check it and compare them. Feature-wise, it's very similar to the Sony. An autofocus, manual focus switch, a click, declick aperturing. An aperture lock button, which I really appreciate because it prevents accidental changes. It always happened to me. And a customizable FN button. Feels very good, very smooth. Like the Sony, it doesn't have optical stabilization. The front element is fluorine coated to resist grease and fingerprints, and the entire lens is weather sealed, protected against dust, smudges, and rain, good enough for almost any environment. I've tried Sirui lenses before, and their build quality has always impressed me. For example, the 50mm t2.9 anamorphic manual focus lens It produces very cinematic images. And the Sniper 75mm f1.2 autofocus lens, although that one is APS-C format lens. Now Sirui finally has a full-frame autofocus fast aperture line, the Aurora series. Sony, Nikon, Lumix, and Fuji shooters now have a much more affordable 35mm f1.4 option. As soon as the lens arrived, I went out to test it on my Sony A7 Mark IV, mainly for video and some photos. It's lightweight and pretty compact, great for walking around. The first thing I want to check is the autofocus performance. It's very responsive, faster, and stable, extremely quiet, no focusing noise at all. I once tried the Zeiss 35mm f1.4 ZA for Sony camera, and I stopped using it because of its slight focusing noise. When shooting video, I didn't notice the one downside, focus breathing. Yeah, definitely focus breathing. It's similar to the Sony G-Mast and the Zeiss 35mm f1.4 ZA in that way. It seems like this is something only proper cinema lenses can really solve. Sony camera bodies do have focus breathing compensation, but it only works with Sony lenses, so I had to fix the breathing in post. Thanks to the three aspherical elements, the contrast still stays strong when wide open and is very sharp. Sharp in a pleasant, atmospheric way that still feels like a f1.4. It gives great subject separation in wide aperture. Now it's 1.4, f1.4. Now it's f2. Now it's f2.8. With beautiful bokeh and so much smooth transition. The image field stays flat at f1.4 with no edge distortion, though there is some vignetting. Actually, I pretty like vignetting, but I know people hate that. Goes away when stopped down to f2.8, or you can fix it in software when editing. But they are lovely. The color rendering has this really beautiful cinematic vibe. Honestly, when I editing photos, I didn't even feel like adjustment to the colors or removing the vignetting. The mode out of camera is already great, and also with some flare. I really like how this lens handles flare. Pointed directly into strong light, you still get some flare and ghosting, but they are well controlled. If it removed entirely, the image would honestly look a bit boring, right? Wide open in strong light, I didn't notice any purple fringing with this lens. The image quality surprised me, so I took the deeper into the lens design. Of the 16 elements in 11 groups, there are 3 aspherical elements and 2 ED elements. There are also SED and HRI elements. Actually, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I do know ED glass. Extra low dispersion elements. Sirui definitely put a seriously resource into this lens. The build and the design make their commitment unmistakable. This is their first full-frame autofocus series after getting licensing from Sony, Nikon, Lumix or Fujifilm, and feels like they wanted a strong, no-compromise start. I didn't expect I liked the atmosphere of this lens so much. For its price, Sirui surprised me once again. I think this is the best value 35mm f1.4 lens you can get right now.